Kylian Mbappé was never just a footballer. He was a symbol, a prodigy, the golden boy of France.
Mbappé, Thuram, Mbappé! Oh, wow! He is an awesome force of...
Kylian's just in my peripheral vision, just to the right of me.
Where is he?
I just, look at him.
Hold him back.
Everything he does is just effortless. He's just so cool. The way he runs, the way he looks, the way
You told me he was in love.
Oh my.
Giroud gets it through. He's done it again. The boy wonder.
And all the players was with the mouth open, say, "Oh my God, what
the best football player in the world?"
Me.
At 19, he conquered the world. Lightning fast feet, a fearless smile, and a World Cup trophy in his hands. He wasn't supposed to fall. He wasn't supposed to break. But beneath the celebrations, behind the headlines, something was cracking. PSG gave him everything: money, power, control. But with it came the chains. The pressure to perform. The responsibility of a club's entire identity resting on his shoulders. And just when it seemed like even Kylian was beginning to fade, a quiet man in a suit, with silver hair and soft eyes, stepped into his life. No fireworks, no speeches, just calm, wisdom, and something Mbappé hadn't felt in years: trust. This is the story of how Carlo Ancelotti didn't just rebuild a player, he saved him. Kylian Mbappe's rise was meteoric. At just 17, he dazzled at AS Monaco, leading them to a Ligue 1 title. By 18, he was the most sought-after teenager in football. At 19, he helped France clinch the 2018 World Cup, scoring in the final and drawing comparisons to legends. Paris Saint-Germain secured his signature for a staggering €180 million, expecting him to be the face of the club. He delivered, becoming PSG's all-time leading scorer and winning multiple Ligue 1 titles. However, with great power came immense pressure. Mbappé was not just a player. He was expected to be a leader, a symbol, and the savior of PSG's Champions League ambitions. The environment grew tense. Reports surfaced of clashes with coaches, including Thomas Tuchel, and strained relationships with teammates like Neymar. The media scrutinized his every move, and fans questioned his commitment, especially when he expressed admiration for Real Madrid. Despite his on-field brilliance, Mbappé faced criticism for perceived arrogance and an inflated ego. His influence over club decisions, including recruitment, was seen by some as overreach. The weight of expectations, internal conflicts, and constant media attention began to take a toll. Mbappé, once the joyful prodigy, appeared burdened and disillusioned. The question loomed: could he find fulfillment and freedom with the confines of PSG, or was a new chapter necessary for his evolution? Paris was supposed to be paradise, but for Kylian Mbappé, it became a gilded prison. PSG assembled a dream team: Neymar, the Brazilian magician; Messi, the Argentine legend; and Mbappé, France's prodigy. On paper, it was a fantasy. On the pitch, a power struggle. Neymar's off-field antics often overshadowed his brilliance. Messi's arrival disrupted the team's balance. Coaches came and went: Tuchel, Pochettino, Gauthier, each trying to mold the chaos into cohesion. But the locker room remained divided. Egos clashed, and unity was elusive. Amidst the turmoil, Mbappé was thrust into a dual role: star striker and de facto sporting director. He influenced transfers, tactics, and team dynamics. The weight was immense, the expectations suffocating. The media scrutinized his every move. Fans, once adoring, turned skeptical, especially after his public flirtations with Real Madrid. Boos echoed in the Parc des Princes, a stark contrast from the cheers he once received. Mbappé's comments about PSG hitting a glass ceiling in the Champions League further alienated him from teammates and supporters. The environment grew toxic, shifting his creativity and joy. He felt trapped, his passion waning. The dream of leading PSG to European glory was fading. The allure of Real Madrid beckoned: a fresh start, a new challenge. But leaving wasn't easy. This saga dragged on, with negotiations, ultimatums, and public drama. When he finally departed, the wounds were deep. The relationship strained. Paris had given him fame, fortune, and titles, but it had also taken a toll on his spirit. The golden cage had lost its luster. Summer 2024. The football world buzzed with transfer talk. But in Madrid, silence spoke volumes. After years of speculation, Real Madrid made their move. No grand announcements, just a quiet, calculated approach. Kylian Mbappé, the prodigy of Paris, was finally within reach. Behind the scenes, Carlo Ancelotti prepared. The seasoned manager, known for his calm demeanor and tactical acumen, saw the potential in Mbappé. He understood the weight the young star carried and offered something rare: trust without pressure. Mbappe, weary of the chaos at PSG, was intrigued. Ancelotti's reputation for nurturing talent and fostering unity resonated. The promise wasn't just of trophies, but of growth, both personal and professional. The deal was sealed. Mbappe signed a 5-year contract with Real Madrid, marking the end of a long-standing transfer saga. As Mbappe prepared to don the iconic white jersey, questions lingered. Could he adapt to the demands of Madrid? Would he find the freedom he sought? Under Ancelotti's guidance, the stage was set for a new chapter, a chance for redemption and resurgence. In the heart of Madrid, a new chapter began. Kylian Mbappé, once burdened by the weight of expectations, found himself under the guidance of a man renowned for his calm demeanor and profound understanding of the game, Carlo Ancelotti. Ancelotti's approach was different. He believed in the power of personal connections, stating, "I believe that a fundamental aspect of our life is the interpersonal relationships. It is the most important thing, always based on respect for the person. It is what I want to do because I feel good doing this. I hope that the players and the people who work with me understand this. The interpersonal relationship is more important than the professional one." This philosophy had been the cornerstone of his success across Europe's top leagues. At PSG, Mbappe had navigated a tumultuous environment, marked by managerial changes and internal conflicts. In contrast, Ancelotti offered stability and trust. He treated his players as individuals, understanding their unique needs and motivations. This wasn't the first time Ancelotti had managed high-profile talents. He had previously guided the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Cristiano Ronaldo, and James Rodriguez, always emphasizing respect and open communication. His ability to manage egos and foster team unity was unparalleled. For Mbappe, this environment was transformative. Freed from the pressures of being the sole focal point, he thrived under Ancelotti's mentorship. The Italian manager's calm authority and lack of ego allowed Mbappe to rediscover his passion for the game. Ancelotti's leadership style, characterized by humility and adaptability, created a nurturing atmosphere. He once remarked, "In my players as friend, I want to build a good relationship with you. Remember, I am not above you, but I am not below you either." This approach resonated deeply with Mbappe, who had longed for such a connection. Under Ancelotti's guidance, Mbappe wasn't just playing football, he was enjoying it. The joy returned to his game, and with it, a renewed sense of purpose. The once disillusioned prodigy was now a revitalized star, ready to shine brighter than ever. The sun rose over Madrid, casting a golden hue on the Santiago Bernabeu. For Kylian Mbappe, it wasn't just a new day, it was a reset, a clean slate, a moment he'd been unknowingly chasing for years. From the very first training session, something felt different. Not just in the drills, not just in the tactics, but in the air. There was calm, focus, brotherhood. Carlo Ancelotti didn't start with tactics. He started with trust. "You don't have to do it all. Just do you," he told Mbappe with a smile. That hit different. At PSG, Mbappe had carried the world. In Madrid, he was surrounded by it. Vinicius Jr. buzzing on the left, Bellingham slicing through midfields, Tchouaméni locking things down. For the first time in years, Mbappe could breathe. And the change? It was electric. In his first 6 games, Mbappe didn't just score, he soared. Thunderbolts from distance, solo runs like a gazelle, no more isolated frustrations. Now, he played with a grin. The Bernabeu responded. The same crowd that once idolized Cristiano now stood for Kylian. Every touch, every sprint, every celebration, it was all magic. He wasn't just winning games, he was rewriting his own story. Gone was the lone warrior of Paris. This Mbappe 2.0, a smarter player, a joyful leader, a man who'd found his place on football's grandest stage. And at the center of it all, Carlo Ancelotti, smiling, arms folded, knowing exactly what he'd unlocked. January 12, 2025, the Spanish Super Cup final. Real Madrid versus Barcelona, El Clasico. But for Kylian Mbappe, it was more than a match. It was a statement. Just 5 minutes in, the ball found Vinicius Jr. on the left flank. With a burst of speed, he surged forward, eyes scanning. A perfectly timed pass split the defense, and there was Mbappe, sprinting into space. One touch to control, another to finish. The net rippled. Real Madrid led 1-0. But it wasn't just the goal. It was the way he played. Fluid, confident, free. Every touch, every movement exuded joy. The weight he'd carried seemed lifted as the final whistle blew, sealing the 2-1 victory for Madrid. The cameras captured a moment that would go viral. Ancelotti approached Mbappe, arms open. They embraced, a hug that spoke volumes. Not just coach and player, but mentor and protege. In that instant, the world saw it. Mbappe wasn't just winning games, he was rediscovering himself. The prodigy under pressure had become the star reborn. Fast forward to the present, and Kylian Mbappé is no longer just a prodigy with blistering pace. He's matured into a leader both and off the pitch. Gone are the days of media feuds and on-field tantrums. Now, it's all about football. Focused, composed, and driven. Mbappé lets his performance speak volumes. Carlo Ancelotti, recognizing this evolution, entrusted Mbappé with greater responsibility, but he did so without piling on the pressure. Mbappe's adaptation period is over, Ancelotti stated, acknowledging his star's growth and readiness to lead. Under Ancelotti's guidance, Real Madrid transformed. No longer just a brand filled with star names, the team became a cohesive unit. Mbappé, once the new kid on the block, emerged as a central figure in the Renaissance. The Bernabeu faithful noticed the change. Their cheers grew louder, their support unwavering. Mbappé wasn't just playing for the badge, he embodied it. In this new era, Mbappé stands tall, not just as a phenomenal talent, but as a legend in the making. Mbappé didn't need more money. He didn't need more goals. He needed a guide. In Carlo Ancelotti, he found more than a coach. He found a mentor, a confidant, a father figure. Ancelotti's unwavering belief and gentle guidance helped Mbappé rediscover his passion and joy for the game. Under Ancelotti's tutelage, Mbappé transformed, not just as a player, but as a person. He became a leader, a legend in the making. The chaos of Paris was replaced by the harmony of Madrid. Carlo Ancelotti didn't save Kylian Mbappe's career, he saved Kylian Mbappé. And just like that, we wrap up another story of football fate and redemption. If this journey hit you in the feels or just made you love the game a little more, smash that like button. And make sure you're subscribed for more stories like this. Thanks for watching, legends. Catch you in the next one.